Well, hello. Today is Tuesday, June 16th, 2020. My name is Angela Hooper-Menifield, and this is your HR moment with Menifield and Associates. So first, I got to start off with an apology, right? I'm supposed to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I know. Yesterday, just be transparent, I was not having a good day. So there was no video, but today's better. So I am back and discussing something that I find that some people have issue with. I was actually recently speaking with a young manager. So again, I think you guys kind of know I work a lot with new managers. And so this particular manager had just gotten a new team and was trying to navigate, give instruction, do what supervisors do. And their team member told them that they weren't going to do what they were told. And in a couple of other conversations within that first week of working with them, basically usurped their authority. I think you guys know I don't use the term insubordinate often because if you will recall, insubordinate suggests that I know the operation of your mind. So very seldom will I say someone was insubordinate. But this particular employee actually was, right? Told the supervisor what they wasn't going to do. So as a result of that, the supervisor had to terminate this employee. And the employee, of course, was shocked because apparently had been getting away with this type of behavior with a previous supervisor for some period of time. And so when this new supervisor, who is about their same age, they're like early 20s, shows up and says, this is enough in the first week and terminates them, there was, shock, appalled. But the topic today is more about how the supervisor felt. So when I was talking to this supervisor in one of our mentoring sessions, they shared that they felt guilty. They were distraught and upset about the fact that they had to fire someone. And so one of the things that I do in mentoring and coaching sessions is instead of telling people how they should feel, which is often some things we want to do, I like to dig a little deeper and talk a little bit about why do you feel that way. And so as we began to navigate the conversation, it became really clear to me that this supervisor was upset because they remembered. They had memories of a bad experience of when someone had terminated them. And so this leads me to the bigger point because so often in life, I think we infer our emotions, I guess is the best way to say it, on what other people are doing. And that's not healthy. So when you think about the fact that this person had been terminated, they inferred their emotions or feelings on the incident. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to do my watch party. Okay. And so it's not even just that, right? Right now, there's a lot of things that are happening. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of people who feel some kind of way about a lot of things. And so often what we have to remind ourselves about is the fact that why we may feel a certain kind of way really is independent of the situation. And so what is the real trigger for the emotion, whether it's guilt, anger, frustration? Are we visiting upon this current situation things that happened in a previous situation? And for this particular person, it's true. Now, everybody that feels guilty about terminating somebody is not because they've been terminated. If I'm really transparent, early in my career, I did feel bad when I had to let someone go. Now, I say early in my career because I got over it. But let me tell you some things that really helped me get over it. One, I knew for a fact that I always treated people fairly. So I followed the rules. I tried to implement them evenly for everybody and the consequences to be the same. And so by making everything clear, the expectations, the consequences, it became really clear to me that if a person ends up after the warnings and whatnot and they still get terminated, then that's really not my issue, right? It's the person's issue, as in what did they do or what did they not do? What was the behavior? What was the poor performance that resulted in the termination? So instead of feeling guilty, I felt as if I did the right thing, because sometimes when we let people go, and that could be from a relationship, it could be from a job or a host of things, we're actually doing them a favor. We see termination as a bad thing because we're thinking about the fact that the person is not going to earn this income. But we also need to think about, oftentimes people are in jobs that are not a good fit for them. It doesn't align with who they are as people. It doesn't bring out the best in them. It's not an ideal situation. So sometimes by releasing a person or doing something for them that they don't have the strength to do for themselves, we've actually done them a favor. Now, I'm not suggesting we go out and start firing people, right? Just to say, oh, I did you a favor. No, I'm speaking about the times when we have a legitimate cause. Again, performance or behavior are not complicit or in satisfaction of the requirements. These are the only times we should terminate someone. We also, in terminating people, should make sure they had a basic understanding of the expectations and the ramifications or the consequences for not doing what it is they were going to do. Right now, as an independent contractor myself, I end up hiring people sometimes to do different things. It could be create logos, to do designs. Gig workers and independent contractors, we tend to definitely navigate that space together. There will be times we have to fire those people too, because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So again, I don't feel bad because I made the expectations clear. The deliverables did not meet a satisfactory level of performance. Therefore, it was time to terminate. So some people feel guilty again because they're just, it's sympathetic, highly empathetic, more relational. They revisit upon themselves the emotions and feelings attached with being terminated. Some people feel guilty because, again, they've been in that situation. They know what it feels like to be called into the office and said, you're fired. And so there are a host of reasons why we feel guilty. But I do want to encourage you, if you have that as an emotion, to again, dig a little deeper. As I like to say, sit with that. Ask yourself some questions. Why is this bothering me so much? Especially if the reasons for the termination were legitimate. Again, poor performance or inappropriate behavior with appropriate warnings, and also progressive discipline. So like if all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed and you still feel guilty, I would highly suggest maybe you sit down with a coach or a mentor and have someone really think through this with you. Again, sit with it, journal through it. Journaling is a great way to really deal with your feelings. I know right now some people are having to make some hard decisions. Again, I'm in a few of these human resource groups, supervisor groups, and people are having to let people go. This I can see, right? This is a little different because it's, for some of these people, it's due to no fault of their own. It's just because of the economic climate, lack of demand, or not enough work to keep them on the rolls. And in those situations, the best thing I can suggest we do is be empathetic and sympathetic. Give them a referral. Do what you can to help them navigate either the unemployment system or find another job. Because while you may not be hiring or downsizing, trust me, somebody is. And the people, and we talk about this at interview training and our interview talks, but people with strong letters of references, strong applications and interview skills, they're more equipped and more prepared to seek their next job. Another thing you can potentially do for them, if you feel equipped to do so, is even mock interview with them or practice with them, right? I mean, again, you feel bad. The reasons they were terminated were due to no fault of their own. If you could, you would be keeping them. Look and seek ways that you can help them. I know it doesn't take away the sting of termination, but I promise you, you will feel better if you know you really helped move them along. Share their resume with people who might be hiring. Use the contacts that you have. But let's see what we can do to help people when the reasons for termination have nothing to do with them and it's just the economy or a situation like we have right now with COVID-19. So, again, Think about your reason why you feel guilty. Is it a legitimate reason, or are you revisiting your past emotions upon this current situation? And or again, if it's due to no fault of the person and you just feel guilty, let's see how we can help them. There's tons of ways we can help one another, so let's do some of that. I hope you've had a great week so far. Again, we're a little bit off schedule. Today is Tuesday, and I'm typically a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But yesterday was just not a good day for me. And so I like to try to show up and give you my best. So I'm here today. I appreciate you watching. And I look forward to talking to you on tomorrow, our regularly scheduled day. Take care. Have a great week. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.